What's going on, everyone? It's Nurse Financia, and today we're talking about money management for nurses. You guys are out there every single day, literally saving lives. You're working crazy hours, dealing with high-pressure situations. But when it comes to your own finances, it's not always a top priority. Financial literacy is crucial for everyone, especially for you. You deserve to be financially secure and enjoy the fruits of your labor. I've noticed some common financial pitfalls nurses fall into, but don't worry, I'm here to help you avoid them. We'll dive into the 5 most common financial mistakes and how to avoid them. So hit that subscribe button and let's get your finances in shape. The first and probably the most common mistake I see nurses making is not having a budget. Now I know what you're thinking. Nurse Financia, budgeting is boring, it's restrictive, and frankly I'd rather scrub a hospital floor than track every dollar. But trust me, budgeting isn't about restricting your freedom, it's about giving you more of it. Think about it. When you don't track your spending, you have no idea where your money is going. It's like driving with your eyes closed, hoping you don't hit a wall. You end up living paycheck to paycheck, feeling stressed and anxious about money, and never quite reaching your financial goals. And let's be real, nurses deal with enough stress at work. You don't need the added burden of financial anxiety. Budgeting gives you control over your money, helps you identify areas where you might be overspending, and allows you to prioritize your financial goals. It doesn't have to be complicated either. There are tons of budgeting apps out there, or you can keep it simple with a spreadsheet or even a notebook. The key is to find a system that works for you and stick to it. Now, when it comes to creating a budget, the 50-30-20 rule is a great place to start. This means allocating 50% of your after-tax income to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayment. Needs are your essentials: rent or mortgage payments, utilities, groceries, transportation, and of course, student loan payments. Wants are the fun stuff: dining out, entertainment, travel, that new pair of shoes you've been eyeing. And finally, savings and debt repayment include things like building your emergency fund, investing for retirement, and paying down any high-interest debt. The key here is to be honest with yourself about your spending habits. Track your expenses for a month or two to get a clear picture of where your money is actually going. You might be surprised at how much you're spending on things you don't even need or use. Once you have a good understanding of your spending, you can start setting realistic budget goals. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Start small, make gradual changes, and don't be afraid to adjust your budget as needed. Alright, let's talk about mistake number 2, not investing early enough. Now this is a big one, because it's not just about how much money you save, but also about how long you save for. Time is your greatest asset when it comes to investing, thanks to the magic of compound interest. Compound interest is essentially earning interest on your interest. It's like a snowball effect. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. Let me give you an example. Let's say you invest $10,000 today at a 7% annual return. After 30 years, your investment would grow to over $76,000. That's without adding another dollar to your initial investment. Now imagine if you had waited just 10 years to start investing. You'd miss out on a significant chunk of that growth. That's why it's so crucial to start investing as early as possible, even if it's just a small amount. It's not about timing the market or becoming a stock market guru overnight. It's about consistency and letting time work its magic. Now, I know the world of investing can seem intimidating, especially if you're not familiar with the jargon and the different investment options. But trust me, it's not as complicated as it seems. The first step is to open a retirement account, like a 401k or a Roth IRA. These accounts offer tax advantages that can significantly boost your investment returns over time. If your employer offers a 401k match, contribute enough to get the full match. It's essentially free money. Next, choose your investments. A great option for beginners is a target date retirement fund. These funds automatically adjust their asset allocation as you get closer to retirement, making it a hands-off investment approach. Remember, investing is a long game. Don't panic when the market inevitably goes through its ups and downs. Stay focused on your long-term goals, keep investing consistently, and you'll be amazed at how much your wealth can grow over time. Let's talk about debt, specifically high-interest debt. Those credit cards with APRs that look like they belong in a horror movie? Tempted by buy now, pay later schemes or that shiny new gadget, small purchases can quickly snowball into an avalanche of debt. High-interest debt is like trying to outrun a cheetah. Minimum payments pile up interest charges, digging you deeper. It's like filling a bathtub with the drain open. So, what can you do about it? Acknowledge the problem and commit to tackling it head-on. Don't bury your head in the sand. That won't make the debt disappear. Calculate exactly how much you owe and identify high interest rates. Those high interest debts are the cheaters you need to outrun first. Make a plan to prioritize those, even if it means throwing every spare dollar you have at them. Paying down debt is an investment in your future, one with guaranteed returns. Now that you've got a plan, let's talk strategy. There are a couple of popular methods for tackling debt, and you can choose the one that best suits your financial style. One popular option is the snowball method, where you focus on paying down your smallest debt first, regardless of interest rates. While it might not seem as financially savvy as targeting high-interest debt first, the snowball method has a powerful psychological advantage. Each time you completely pay off a debt, no matter how small, you get a burst of motivation and a sense of accomplishment that keeps you going. Another effective method is the avalanche method, where you prioritize paying down the debt with the highest interest rate first. This approach saves you the most money in the long run, as you're minimizing the amount of interest you accrue. Think of it like tackling the biggest, baddest monster in the dungeon first. Once it's down, the rest seem much less intimidating. Whichever method you choose, remember that consistency is key. Set up automatic payments, create a visual tracker to monitor your progress, and celebrate your milestones along the way. Conquering your debt is a marathon, not a sprint, but the feeling of financial freedom at the finish line is priceless. Imagine this. Your car breaks down or you have an unexpected medical bill. These things happen, and they can really throw a wrench in your finances, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. This is why having an emergency fund is crucial, people. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about having that safety net for when life throws you a curveball. You might think, Nurse Financier, I'm careful. I don't need an emergency fund. But trust me, I've seen it all. And unexpected expenses pop up when you least expect them. And when they do, you don't want to be caught off guard, racking up credit card debt with those insane interest rates. That's just digging yourself into a deeper hole. An emergency fund is like that financial cushion that helps you sleep better at night. It's about having peace of mind, knowing you can handle whatever financial curveballs come your way. And believe me, when you have that peace of mind, it bleeds into every other aspect of your life. So, how much should you have saved? A good rule of thumb is to have 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses stashed away. I know that might seem like a lot, especially when you're starting out. But remember, this is about building a solid financial foundation, brick by brick. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nurse Financier, where am I supposed to find all this extra money? Listen, building an emergency fund doesn't have to be about making huge sacrifices. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time. Start by tracking your expenses for a month. You'll be surprised where your money is actually going. Once you have a clear picture, identify areas where you can cut back. Maybe it's eating out less, finding cheaper alternatives for entertainment, or negotiating your bills. Every little bit counts. Next, automate your savings. Set up a separate savings account specifically for your emergency fund and have a portion of your paycheck automatically deposited into it each month. You can even start with as little as $50 or $100. The key is to be consistent. Remember, building an emergency fund is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time and discipline, but the peace of mind it brings is priceless. Let's talk about retirement, something a lot of people put off thinking about, especially when you're young and retirement seems ages away. But here's the thing, the earlier you start planning, the better off you'll be. Time is your greatest asset when it comes to building wealth. You see, it's all about the magic of compound interest. It's like this snowball effect where your money earns interest, and then that interest earns interest, and so on. Like I said before, people, it's free money. And the more time you give your investments to grow, the more that snowball compounds and the bigger it gets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Nurse Financier, retirement is decades away. I need that money now. But trust me, your future self will thank you for starting early. Even small contributions add up over time thanks to the power of compound interest. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you need a ton of money to start investing. There are plenty of options available, like low-cost index funds, where you can start investing with as little as a few dollars. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So how do you start planning for retirement? It's actually simpler than you might think. First, take advantage of any employer-sponsored retirement plans, like a 401k. These plans often come with employer matching contributions, which is basically free money. It's like getting a bonus just for saving for your future. Next, consider opening an individual retirement account, or IRA. There are different types of IRAs, each with its own set of rules and benefits. Do your research and choose the one that best suits your needs and financial goals. Remember, retirement planning isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about creating a personalized plan that aligns with your individual circumstances and aspirations. Consider consulting with a financial advisor who can help you navigate the complexities of retirement planning and create a roadmap for your financial future. The key takeaway here is to start planning for retirement as early as possible. The sooner you start, the more time you have to benefit from the magic of compound interest and secure a comfortable and financially independent future for yourself. So there you have it, the 5 common financial mistakes nurses make, and, more importantly, how to avoid them. Remember, taking control of your finances isn't about depriving yourself. It's about empowering yourself to live a more secure and fulfilling life. Start by creating a budget, investing early, managing your debt, building an emergency fund, and planning for retirement. These are the foundational steps towards achieving your financial goals, whether it's buying your dream home, traveling the world, or simply retiring comfortably. For more resources and tools to help you on your financial journey, check out the links in the description below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on personal finance, investing, and building wealth. Remember, the best investment you can ever make is in yourself. Until next time, stay tuned in to Nurse Financier.